What's up, Nigeria? What's up, Africa? Show one kind. Since where Grammy released the nomination list, it has been a back-to-back GM. As in, waiting at the gates from Ghana, Cameroon, Liberia, and other countries. Yeah, how can Nigeria get 9 to 10 nominees? Say now only South Africa get one. Say they don't get anything. Say why every time Nigeria? Why every time Nigeria? South Africa, maybe today they don't get Grammy nomination this thing. Cameroon don't they get before now. Ghana don't they get before now. But you go say no be Afrobeat. And when it comes to Afrobeat, now we still first start time before Bonner, Thames, before this list now. So no be today, and now their work where they don't already do. You get when it comes to Afrobeat, now the work you feel come up to 200 million just to push album, or 100 million just to push a single. You know, easy. All these show where they go outside country, na part of the strategy. You know, the last time we Burna Boy come Nigeria, Burna dey outside since that time. He just they go show, go do this one, do that one. So all those things now the strategy. So if you don't know the game, no complaint. Maybe watch this video.
And not just winning, just getting the nomination. I mean, Femi Kuti, Made, Seun Kuti have all been nominated before. But it shows you how it works. The voting system for the Grammys is not your usual stuff. It's a closed voting college. So a lot of it is dependent on the professionals who choose you. And if you notice, there's a pattern across all the nominees. They're all affiliated or part of a powerhouse in the music industry globally. You got people like Ashake, who's part of YBNL, but also Empire's there. Empire are big players. We don't know how big they are unless you go to America. You see how big they are. Burna Boy, of course, with Warner, Davido with Sony and RCA, Tyler, even with Epic. You know, so you have to look at it in terms of it shows you have to have a power behind you or be part of the power, so that they can expose you to the Grammy college.
Sorry to cut you in there, because I just want to bring up something, because that's a very interesting point you're making. I think 2 or 3 days ago, there was a podcast or radio conversation from Ghana that sort of went viral in Nigeria, where the Ghanaians were talking about how none of their artists got included in any of these categories, and it was just because the Nigerians have understand the money game in America. I mean, Nigerians interpreted it as meaning that Nigerians paid for their Grammys. No. But are you do you understand what their point is? Are you making a different point? Yeah,
when they say money game, it sounds crude, like somebody is, paying for there are certain institutions in the record industry.
What I would like it to
who are there. They're gonna have artists nominated every year. They control the market because there's a certain amount of artists, certain amount of labels have to be played on radio, have to be on TV. So you have to understand that there's no year that's going to go by where you will not get an artist from Sony or Warner or Universal being nominated for a Grammy. Because they are the cornerstones, the 3 big giants of the industry. So they control the consciousness of the college. So you are there, you're David, you're in Africa, but you know what? Sony has the power to put you on the late night talk show circuit where you get seen and heard by the potential voters of the Grammy College. Ashake has made appearances on those kind of platforms. Saturday Night Live, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, all those shows. Then the same thing with Burna. And then Burna and people like David are also out there as well. They are very aggressive. So it's not just about having the big players behind you. You also have to have your own personal team and structure in place
to brand you a certain way
to get there. So you notice that all of them have a good team. I mean, Burna, we all know about Burna Auntie Bosse, Mama Burner. She's awesome. Got an incredible team behind her. Though Davido has got his massive team behind with Asa and Prince. Who else is there? Ashake has Olamide, YBNL, and Gazi as well. Tyler has Epic, and she has a team led by a gentleman called Colin. They understand the game. You know, I've had in conversation with Ghanaian artists about why not just Ghana but other African countries, they're not aggressive enough. You know, you have to go out there.
Because I just wanted to be sure it doesn't take away from the talent.
No, it's not.
The fact that these were great albums.
No, these are great albums.
Yeah. This power and money conversation is going now, because I want to talk about, you know, what has sort of become a conversation locally here now. We've seen a lot of sort of music industry players here they brought it up a lot, and I'm sure it's something you know very well about and are passionate about. You know, the fact that it looks like the money is now being made outside of here. We have these artists who are blowing up, but when the money game gets interesting, they're all sort of relocating or getting signed by these international labels, and we can't compete with that anymore. Almost like locally, the music industry is too weak. I mean, we heard about a few concerts getting cancelled because we allegedly couldn't afford tickets to buy, you know, these things. People can't afford to pay Nigerian artists anymore. We're hearing crazy, ridiculous amounts, $500,000 to have an artist at your show for 30 minutes, you know. Have we lost out? Are we losing out? What should we be doing?
We are losing out to a certain degree. But you see, it's an equilibrium kind of thing whereby the artists have to be careful as well, so that they don't price themselves out of the market for Africa. The scale of the economy of Africa is not the same as Europe or America or Far East. You can get $100,000 to perform somewhere in America, $500,000 perform, but $100,000 is 100 million naira here.
Go back to the Grammys very quickly before we go to Dirty December now, which is supposed to be our, you know, our biggest tourist attraction in this city. Is there anybody who didn't get nominated that surprised you? Rema's name has come up a lot. There's talk about whether he was eligible or not and all of that. But were you happy with the names you saw, especially from Nigeria, you know, that are nominated across Burna Boy, Ira Star, you know, Olamide, Ashake, I believe, Davido? And I think Fireboy as well, but I think in an album.
I like what people like Omale. I would give him honorable mention. Oxlade have done some good things as well. A lot of the females are doing good things, like Yemi Alade and Tiwa Savage as well. And then also Simi as well. And Thames. I'm surprised that Thames wasn't there. Who else can I say? I like Black Bones. You know?
You think there's a future there? Right?
No, Black Bones is a genius. Absolute genius. I think Black Bones is great.
Emeka must shine.
Yeah, Emeka must shine. Emeka is shining. So luckily for us, there's a crop of artists coming through now.
It's very exciting.
Yeah. So I hope Whiskey doesn't, you know, carry out his threat to retire for 4 years or whatever. I hope he stays. But we have so many young people now, male and female, who are coming through, who are doing great things. So I hope they all get there. So my own thing is that just keep plugging, keep doing it. Not being nominated doesn't mean that you weren't good. It just means that maybe you were overlooked for whatever reason, or maybe your music has not been heard, or your video has not been seen by the right people.
Dibois, always great to have you here. I mean, I always learn a lot, and I hope people are listening to all of this talk about, you know, money and what's.
And I hope you'll be there on.
I will be there
Wednesday.
I'll be there on Wednesday.
Bridge Africa.
Bridge Africa. Thank you very much, Elisa.